Hey guys, this is John.
Conrad.
We're from Diamond Plate. We're here to talk about our debut album, Generation Y. It's coming out in a few weeks on August 9th. It'll be in stores via Earache Records.
Just wanted to sit down and pretty much explain all the concepts that are part of the album and the songs, and just give you guys an inside look as to what the album's all about.
Opening up the album is the title track, Generation Y. It's our statement against the people of our generation, of our age, that don't strive for greatness. They settle for mediocrity. They make a lot of excuses, and they really don't really contribute to society. And
yeah, pretty much. We really wanted to make something that's relevant to the world today, and the only way of really doing that, being 18 years old, is to make a song and make a statement against people our age and our generation.
And then second on the album, we have one of the other songs, one of the older ones, called Pull the Trigger. It's a shout out against the music industry and the state and where a state of where the music industry is right now. Just the music itself, the product that comes out is a lot of the music now is kind of subpar, and just the way people are treated within the industry just isn't as good as it should be.
Yeah, pretty much just music just seems to be going in a spiral downwards, and we just want to pretty much just make a statement against that, and get music back to the glory days of the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, where every artist was just awesome,
unique.
All killer, no filler, unique, and let's just to bring music back to
where it should be.
Where it should be.
Then after that, we got one of the newer songs called "Tune with a View." It's about what most people have to deal with. It's something that a lot of people can relate to, hopefully, where you have people who are around you, who you live with, who you're friends with, your family maybe even, who just tell you what you should do, what you should want to be in life, and where you should go, and they try to control your life. And what the song is about is just kind of rising beyond that and just breaking free from what everyone tells you should be.
Yeah, breaking free from the herd, and it's pretty much existentialism 101, and going beyond that ordinary life that everyone around you seems to be living.
Just strive for greatness and don't strive for being ordinary.
Yeah, pretty much. Next up, Fool's Paradise, another new one.
It's a very angry one. It's another thing that hopefully a lot of people will be able to relate to. We all have that person who we know, who we've never really gotten along with, who rubs us the wrong way and who doesn't treat us well. It's the frustration of
feeling that you're in a one-sided argument.
Yeah.
And
you just can't make the person understand your side, and they choose not to understand you.
Yeah, pretty much.
And after that, what do we got?
Relativity, which you pretty much wrote all the lyrics for.
Yeah, it was inspired by a book called Einstein's Dreams. It's a collection of Albert Einstein, some of his more out there theories and ideas, and just they're all condensed into little short stories. It's a really cool book if you want to check it out. This one particularly is about a society where the people don't think of the consequences of their action. They don't have any idea of what the future could bring, and they just act and behave on impulse and have no thought of the consequences. And I guess to take from that song, you just live with purpose and think about what comes next and think about the ramifications of what you do.
Yeah, exactly. Up next is Waste of Life, which is a story that we developed about a man that is so afraid of dying that he never really truly lives, which I think is extremely relevant to the way people live nowadays. I think people view death as something that needs to be feared as opposed to just accepting it and living your life. And there is a nice little twist at the end of the song that you have to kind of listen to the lyrics and listen to the song to figure out. So just check out the song and decide for yourself what the twist is.
Yeah. Following that, we got another one of the older ones called Casualty of War. It's us talking about post-traumatic stress disorder and what people who live through and experience war, what they have to deal with afterwards. It's one thing. It's great for the people who survive and who make it back home, but there's a whole other battle to be fought when they do get back home emotionally and mentally.
Yeah, 1 in 4 veterans come back with post-traumatic stress disorder, and there's dozens of veterans that commit suicide every year. And to us, that is the real casualty of war. It's not the physical part, but it's the mental part as well.
After that, we have
More Than Words.
Yeah, More Than Words. It's the instrumental on the album. It's very much a change of pace to everything else. It's more melodic and ambient.
It's meant to be the breather in the album, and
give your necks a little break from all the headbanging, hopefully.
That totally came together in the studio. It was pretty much based off of just all riffs that our drummer Jim brought to the table, and everything in that song was improvised. And even Neil Kernan, our producer, did a guest solo at the end on his fretless guitar, which turned out great. Probably my favorite moment in the album.
Mm-hmm. After that, we have one of the older ones again, At the Mountains of Madness. We wrote that when we were
like 14. Yeah, that is inspired by the H.P. Lovecraft book of the same name, and pretty much the theme that I got out of that was that older ancient societies seem to be a lot more civilized and advanced than we are even today, and it poses the question of how far have we really come. So.
Closing out the album, we have Empire Tomorrow, which is one of the slightly older ones. It used to have a different name. It used to be called The Omega Revelation. We changed it for the album to Empire Tomorrow. It's a look at how the media kind of controls everything. How there's bad things that happen in the world, but it kind of rubs it in and kind of adds insult to injury when it's constantly covered and pushed down our throats by the media.
Yeah, and I guess the reason why we chose to end and sum up the album. We asked, ourselves, like, what really is the root of all evil, I guess, in society, and it's one thing for bad things to happen, but it's a whole other thing once, those bad things are glorified and pushed onto, like, the consciousness of everyone in the world.
It really kind of manifests itself, in society, too. It just, when you hear nothing but bad things,
bad happens.
Yeah, you tend to think that only bad things happen. There's good stuff in the world that you never hear about. So, I mean, just constantly hearing bad things, it just turns the whole tide of the world and society in the wrong direction.
Yeah. That's the Omega Revelation.
Yeah, it's a very strong way to end the album. It kind of brings everything full circle, and that's why we chose that to close out the album.
Yeah, and hopefully that gives you guys a great inside look as to what we write about, and hope you guys check out the album in stores August 9th, and we'll see you guys on the road, and yeah.
Do it.